What's up? Alright, can you guys hear me okay? Hair's doing crazy things today. Some music going for myself. Oh snap. Daisy, what's up? Face melt. Korg, welcome. Is that Orange Maelstrom? Very good. Very good. Alright. Getting some stuff going here. All bare. Too fancy. I know I need sounds for it. It doesn't have any sounds. It's lame like that. Really cool though. Got my coffee in a really interesting mug thing here. Okay. I'm going to look at more substance stuff. Tonight I'm going to be building out more into the generator that we were looking at last stream. It's actually come pretty far. Where are we at here? So, what we've got so far, I'm just going to get right into it so that we don't waste any time. Hope you guys are all doing well. I haven't tweeted this out if anyone wants to tweet. If not, that's fine. This will be on YouTube later anyways. But yeah. Okay, so made a shape, which is this guy. We've blended it with another of that shape. We're transforming it. And the end product is this. So we're just trying to, you can see we're trying to shave off those edges. And we're blurring it, that way it's not so sharp. Oh, and by the way, generators are basically, you use them as a single node in another graph to create unique, individual unique assets. So like this stone, for example, that you see in this alpha, exposing properties in other nodes will allow me to change properties of this later in another material, and I'll show you that as well. So we got that blurred, so we got the nice little edge there. We're doing a slope blur on min mode. What am I making again? I will show you. So this is basically procedural texturing through modeling height map information. So now that we've created the shape, we've chiseled the edges, we're using a slope blur. You can see what it does here. Let's see here. So here's the shape. Oh, this is a slope blur grayscale, so. Oh, and I've exposed the intensity in the other material, so you won't see it here. This all probably looks crazy to you right now. Don't worry, I'll explain. Anyway, slope blur, as you can see from just the edges here, each time I do a slope blur, I'm using another image to modify the edges just a bit, which is giving me these little breakup patterns just on the edge. Then I'm adding a gradient on top. That way it's kind of like, if you were to think about it like a height map, it's slanting it. And you expose that too so that you can change how much they're slanting. Some of the newer stuff I added, I believe it was this morning, was this cell stuff. These crack patterns, and then using a slope blur on it of this pattern kind of like skews the, here you can see it here. So as I increase it, you can see it like warping and distorting. And it's using this image as a means to tell it which way to warp the pixels. So I do that a few times. I do it again with this pattern. Get some more craziness. Run levels on it, blur it a little bit, and then blend it back with the gradient version of this, which is giving me this height map with all the little subtle chips and stuff in it. The cool thing is I've exposed, where is it at? I'm like, which one did I expose? I exposed one of these so that I can move this around, but I'll show you that in a little bit. So one thing is these cracks happen throughout the mesh. So like if I delete this, so you see it's happening everywhere. It's all throughout because it's just being multiplied on top. What's up, Neri? Honky, yo. So I made a mask that essentially only allows the chipping to happen on the outside, and then connect that back in so that, so you can see here, I guess I can do it like this. So with the mask on, it's masking out the center area, and that might be a little strong, we'll have to see. And then I added these little guys, which are like little pits in the like stone material, and then I'm using this to mask out where those pits occur and where they don't. So a lot of information, but I can take your guys' questions and we can go through like how that's all working and what's exposed where and what the end result means because of that. Then I just plug it into an output node, which I've labeled height. And then if you look up here, see we have stone generator. So if I open up, I think it's test, yes. So the idea is have this stone tile generator, you should be able to drag it in here and then you have it, right? You can duplicate it so you can have as many stones as you want. So if you look at this one, this is how this one looks. If you go to this one, with the exposed properties, I can do things like lessen the gradient, move the cracks around. You can see it's shifting. Some cool little edge chipping there. Intensity of the wear on the edges, which is kind of cool. Moving the pock marks around. And just move these around. So see, now I have 3 separate rocks or stone tiles. So what I've done is I've done that with 4 of them. I've plugged them into this thing called a tile sampler. Tile sampler is basically asking for an input pattern, which are your tiles, or whatever shape you make. Then you plug those into the tile sampler. If you add more to the pattern number, chippity chip chip, chippity chop. If you add more input numbers, you can add more tiles, and then this is basically just randomizing. If I drag this up here, well, no, we won't do that. But you can see over here, I'm just randomizing where they're placed. You can like skew their shapes and sizes and binary, what's up? Punky, that's a good problem to have, I think. Anyways, I've added random rotation so you get some slight rotating on these. And then I plug that into a normal map node, and it's giving me a nice normal map. Out of that normal map, I'm also generating a curvature map and an ambient occlusion map. Blending those together. And yeah, let's see here. There's some texture stuff, but we'll look at that later. And here, this is what it looks like currently. You guys are funny. The nice part is once this is all set up, right, you can go into any one of these and you're like, oh, I don't really like, if I look around, I see one, like this one. It's got 2 pock marks there. I'm guessing it's this one. Let's see if I delete it. Yeah, so if you delete it, it removes itself. So this is where, you see where the ones are negative? Those are the ones that this one is placing. So we go in here and we can change like the position of the little spots, and you can see them shifting too. Oh, this is a gradient. But yeah, so you can change the cracks. Stuff's super cool. Oh, hang on here. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, animations. That's some work stuff up there I realized that you guys shouldn't see. Close that out. Anywho, so I think I'm gonna expand a little bit more on this and see if I can't figure out some more of the higher fidelity details I want to add. Like, if you look at this picture, there's things like these are similar to the pockmarks. What's up, Ben? So see, there's stuff like the stuff between here. It's like making this material, which basically looks like just a bunch of little tiny rocks. Like this is probably a good example. A bunch of little tiny rocks of different shapes and patterns. There's also foliage in here, which we will not tackle anytime soon. Still pretty new to Substance Designer, so. How's everyone doing in chat? I'm probably just going to be dabbling in this stuff again more today, so just see what's going on. Oh man, English, that'd be amazing. No, I'm going, right now it's much more stylized. Like all the details are a bit more beveled, and seeing what's cool is you can go into, like if you, so these are your generators, right? You can right click on that and then open a reference, and now you can go back and forth between the two. So now I'm in the generator. I'm like, oh, those edges are too soft, and that's because of the blur right at the beginning. Yeah, I took that picture when I was in Prague. Anyways, I can lower the blur amount. That should soften up the edge here, or tighten up the edge. That worked a little bit. And then I believe there's a blur happening, where are we at here? There's a blur happening on the cracks as well. You can just lower that. That should tighten up in here. That's way sharper now, which is good. Oh, let's see here. English. That's, dude, everyone in the industry is doing that. They're just like, it's ridiculous. We're out of control. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, there's a, this is kind of weird. So I don't know, there's probably a better way to do this. I've made a levels of the of this image. Actually, hang on. What are outputs here? Color. What's up, Cromlick? How you doing? Some areas don't shift their bricks, but I mean that's the nice thing about this node is you can just go in here and let's say position drop down here. You can just I think this is the you can just offset it. So if that makes you feel better, I don't know. So now those are all offset. So it's much more of a traditional. Let's see here. Yeah, this is like that alone right there is a perfect example of like why this stuff's so amazing. Pattern input numbers. Let's see here. I have tried Quixel. I like it. I really like this as well. Quixel has its place as well as this does. I wouldn't say either one's. I mean, Quixel I would use for home use. Substance currently I'm having a hard time using that or giving an excuse to use that over this at work. But by no means is it worse. I mean, their freaking Megascan library is amazing. It's really good. I mean, they're even scanning geometry in there, so like 3D scanning models. Let's see here. So, okay, so I've made, and Ben will tell me if there's a better way to do this, I'm sure. I've made an alpha, or like a black and white, to tell me where the stones are and where they are not. And then I'm just running this pass to get a texture in the background. I actually need to do that for the normal map as well. Which actually, instead of generating this up here, I should probably make a tileable like stone material that goes in between. It's getting there, Ben. Thanks, dude. I'm learning this stuff, so it's kind of, I mean, so one thing that is kind of bugging me is these are flat. Obviously, they're tilted a bit, but they're flat, so maybe we should add like a slight bow curve in the overall stone itself. So what we have is this. Probably want to do it before the gradient. So let's do that. We'll probably add a shape. And we're gonna look for like this guy. And then we'll put a levels in front of it just because we know that we're gonna want to shift the range of where that's at. A blend node. We want to blend this guy and this guy. Oops. Go through a few different blend types. So you can see already this is kind of the corners are curving because of this. So let's make it not so intense, but there still. So that's kind of got like a curve to the top of it. And then we'll blend that into this. So there you go. Now you can see they're kind of rounded. And dude, this is so rad because now you can go in here and like, if you wanted to, you could make it more rounded. See, now they're kind of doing all types of weird stuff. Oh, how's this blending? I probably want to 2D scale that. I could be wrong. There's probably a better way to do that. Maybe I don't need to do it like that. Maybe I can do 2D transform, but then like divide it. Nope. I'll be reading chat because I'm sure you guys might know. You can get some nice masks with divide, but it's hard to describe. Okay, we'll play with it then. We'll see what we can do. I probably need to make this not tile as well. I'm like, where is that? Make absolute. No tiling. Okay. Let's go to this. That's cool. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna lessen the rounding so it's not too much, but it's still there. So you get some cool stuff like right here now too. See how this is getting pretty close to the dirt level? That means that like when you get that dirt mask in there, you can just get it in the cracks there, all nice and pretty. Let's see here. Go back to this. Hey Ben, what do you usually do for your normal intensity? Because that looks pretty freaking crazy right here. For sure. Probably way too much. Oh, that's interesting. So like if you look at this, if I lower the levels here on the high point, this center piece starts to become like 1 throughout. Right here. Yeah, I guess it does depend, Ben, just based on like the size of the image, because I know as you like, if you do less tiles, then you get more more depth, but the more tiles you get, like, or the less depth you get, but the more tiles you get, the more it's like, I don't know, expanded upon. Like it's not equal throughout. Anyways, so let's, what we'll do in this blend is we'll lower. See, and this is the other thing. So we're doing a blend here of this shape slope thing, right? The opacity here, we could just expose it, and then we could name it like bulge. Call it bulge, and then when you go into test back into here, now when you go to here in the exposed parameters, which you can't see right now, damn it, hang on. In the instance parameters down here, yep, cool, that's on screen. I've exposed the bulge. I've exposed the bulge, Ben. So in some of them, I could have that curving be 50%. Some of them I could do that bulge, oh, bulge with a D. Ha, hang on. Can I just, oh yes I can. Is that, no, bulge, bulge, bulge. It's not often that you write the word bulge. Yes, bulge. Cool, okay. Blushes, oh my god, I'm sweating. I can't handle it. Alright, so now that that's been exposed, oh weird, it's not renamed. I wonder why that is. Do you have to save it? Do you know why that's happening, Ben? I don't know if you're hearing me, but renaming a floating point. Yeah, because you just hit edit, you click on this, and I would imagine you just retype what you want, and then you hit enter. Anywho, we'll just ride with that for now. I have to rename the variable as well as the exposed parameters. So, okay, hang on here. So that means I need to go in here, clear it, and then expose it, and just do this. Almost did it again. That's weird. How do you delete existing ones? Because I saw that in the dropdown there was others. Expose parameters. Oh, hang on here. Some random messaging happening. Alright. So you can see in the height map we've got some really crazy, like this area here, it's getting pretty dark. Might be a little too extreme. Anywho. Take the, why is that here too? Oh man, this is gonna confuse me. I need to understand why this is here. Okay, that's correct. Exposed parameters. Oh, you guys are cracking me up. Okay, so that's really weird. Because like when you go to here, if I drag another one out, yeah, it still has this. You can empty the function, which removes it, but then it's still like part of the... Oh, that's gonna bug me. You see it's here? Ben is not in chat. He would know how to remove that. Well, if Ben returns, he can help us. That's like something you won't run into until you've like done it. Which is why it's so important to like just dink around, try stuff. So, okay, so we'll reset the value on that. Or is it still modifying the thing too? No, it's completely disconnected, so it's just a thing. It's just a thing that's there. That's so weird. So I'm just lowering the curvature of a lot of these so they're just a little less. So it's still happening, it's just much less. Let's see here. Okay, so Ben was saying you can get nice masks with divide. Blend. It's not in here, is it? think. Just gonna try stuff. What happens when? Oh, that's weird. Huh. Input grayscale maybe? Actually, no. Oh, look at that. Double click off the graph to show and scroll down on the right menu. There's input parameters, change the identifier name. Look what I'm getting though. Look at this. That is a pretty good, that's pretty good. There's some weird stuff going on here, but that's fine. Let's use that instead of this. I mean, is that even... It's not white. There we go, now it's white. Trying to see if there's anything different between these two. This one's more accurate, it looks like. Divide a noise. Like any noise? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Whoa. Interesting. Okay, so double click off the graph. Scroll down on the bottom right menu. There's input parameters, change the identifier name. Oh, look at that. So if I remove that, oh, amazing. Okay, so you guys know. So when I'm in the generator, right, this is where all my exposed parameters are being created. Let's shrink this down so you can see. Down here, if you double click on the background, you can see the parameters on the bottom right. And the, I'll undo it so you can see. The other float was here. So you can, it looks like you can arrange which order these are in, which is cool. So these are the parameters in the order that they will show. Is there a way to see which ones are actually in use? Because it looks like there's duplicates. Anyways, you click the little X here, and that removes it. So if I go in here, let's see what else. Intensity, gradient, opacity, pock marks, crack, bulge. Looks like we're not using this one. Oh, but it changed things, so we're gonna leave that alone. Oh, it's this guy. It's up here. Okay. I think that is to actually, yeah, it changes the direction of the slope blur. It's like rotating the slope blur mask. So like every time you click that, you can basically get a different, you get 4 different chip types. Whoa, can I change the width of this? Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I think I messed it up. Oh ho! Yeah, because it's not undoing the... Nice! Anyways, okay, so we got this guy. I'm going to bring this in so that we get this, invert it. What's the, why did you want to divide by noise? Wow, I'm listening to a horrible song. Hang on here. There we go. Welcome anyone who's new. Thanks for chilling. Alright, so we got this. We need to actually look at making this stuff. This stuff here. So let's do that. Let's figure this out. So we basically need to make a bunch of different types of little rocks and pebbles and stuff. So save this. Don't lose any of it. So this is a generator we were trying when we first started playing with them, right? So let's actually, we'll get rid of this stuff and we'll start. We don't need that. We don't need that. Oh, I figured it out, Ben. Well, someone in chat figured it out. Which is basically how do you remove the parameters, but I found out where they're at. Oh yeah, and the where are we at here? I don't need to. Does this close this, or am I gonna? Okay, cool. On here in tests. So this is what I did. I did a blend of this, and I blended it with a uniform color of black, and then inverted it. I don't know if that's like. It was Ponky showed me. This kind of gets you there. I mean, if I levels it out a bit, it'll do it. And that's a pretty good. Minus the stuff. Yeah, do you see it? So what did you said divide? I'll have to look at one of your materials maybe, or you can show me later. But yeah, I seem to get, I mean, something usable. Run it through a scan with a value of 0.01. Histogram scan? Ooh, I haven't played with these. I already can. Sure, hang on, Ben. We're gonna take a call from Quilly Willy himself. Why is this? Here we are. I need to renew my license. And then an invert. Whoa, what? Whoa, this is weird. Okay. Yeah, so histogram scan is basically just doing a check for a certain range and then only showing that range. So basically you get this. If you invert the position though, that's really weird. Because then you still need to add an invert, right? Yeah, so basically a histogram scan is just like shifting through ranges. That's weird. What is that noise? Anyways, let me know if you guys need any anything that I'm not talking about. Ha. It's okay, Ben. We can talk about it tomorrow. But I mean, so I've got the histogram up. Histogram scan. I do a scan of 0.001 or 0.01. It's giving me this, and then I just run an invert on it. I take it that's basically the same thing, right? Except this is a bit more accurate because it's specifically selecting a range. I guess I wouldn't need to. I would just have to do this. Hang on, let me see. Those are 1. There we go. Okay, so don't have to do the blend stuff. So you go straight from this guy to the histogram scan, and then I don't have to invert it. Oops. Backspace. Alright, then I don't have to invert it, so I just get this. Which is giving me a decent, let's see here. If I plug this into base color, like blend. Will it blend? I always wonder why this doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes it just doesn't connect. I mean, it looks like it's working. I don't have a normal map or any information on there, which is why I need to, instead of doing this guy here, I need to make the pebble generator. Why am I... What is going on? Pebbles gen. Okay, so we're gonna go to the pebble generator. And I'm just gonna straight up, I guess we'll just... What's this guy doing? Oh wow, yeah, okay. What's up, Marathon? How you doing? Okay, so just gonna do this for now. Should probably make sure the right things are exposed. Ha ha ha. We'll just do the normal for now. Get rid of these guys. Do that. We're going to start simplifying this quite a bit. Don't need those guys. I mean, this might already be a little... Just gonna get rid of... Whoa! Screw it. Okay, so we've got this. For now. So we're going pretty simple here. We're just gonna try and make a little pebble that we can randomly change the shape of and stuff. What am I doing? Just bring this over here. Okay, so right now we have this. We need more than that. Shape is probably not the best. I guess I probably need a height map too. Oh, weird. I'm like, that's not what I want. So this blend is doing some pretty cool stuff. I'm doing good. I'm just kind of dinking around. experimenting with stuffs. Too much coffee. What is going on? How you doing? How are things? We're experimenting. We're experimenting with pebble generation. Trying to build a pebble generator. First, I want to get something that I feel like looks okay. Oh yeah, I need to do a ambient occlusion so I can see what I'm doing. And a curvature. Don't need to be connected like that. Do need to be blended together though. I need to expose the base color. Wait, what? What is happening? Oh, I see. Ah, Gabe, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Welcome home. Oh man, you're a Twitch Prime user. You crazy man. Okay, now we can actually see what we're looking at. So even if there's not a specular highlight on it, we can, this little hotspot, we can still see what we're doing. Yeah, it's probably worth having Prime over there, isn't it? An added bonus. So who's your free sub you're going for? Oh, this is cool. Are we blending these again? Ah, interesting. It's like I do this one, but we're getting weird, super weird artifacting. Just because he has great emotes, that's hilarious. I don't like this shape blending thing. Anyways, okay, let's do slope, blur, grayscale, and a noise. Sample size, intensity. Whoa, it's like moon madness. I feel like by using these, I'm like locking my brain. So I'm just gonna rip all those out. Even if we end up making the same stuff. Wait, what? All right. Probably shouldn't do it like this, but I'm experimenting, so whatevs. I am actually, I'm working on, honestly I have no idea because I'm just playing around, but I'm gonna make a generator for pebbles. So since you're late, I'll show you the other generator I have. So I'm using this shape generator thing to create essentially, where are we at here? These stone alpha images, these height map data, and then feeding it into here and creating a bunch of unique ones through that same thing, feeding it into this thing that scatters them, and it turns it into this essentially. Oh, the strength is real. Oh my god, hang on here. Using the other material now, so. This is essentially what I'm doing. So now I'm making stuff that'll go into the little crevices here. What's up, Luke? How you doing? Nice to see you. Mr. Cannon. Mr. Cannon, Mr. Cannon, how you doing? My man. My man. Anyway, so now we're working on a pebble generator, which is going smoothly, to say the least. Yeah. I'm doing good. I'm having a good time. Just hanging out with you guys. Hanging out with you guys while I try stuff. You guys said that you wanted to see streams of Substance. Even though I don't know very much of it, it's pretty fun. Oh, this is interesting. Like, what does this do? Mr. Dutch, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, there's some... You guys are all awesome, just chilling in here. Exit mode, how you doing? Is it Kim Yukon or Kai Mukin? I don't know. It's a cool name though. Hello. Quick09, what's up? Welcome. This is probably killing Ben. I'm just sitting here thinking. What I could do with this. Hi, exit mode. That's interesting. So the problem with using these shape things is they don't really give me a way to randomize, like with these transform node things, it doesn't really give me a way to randomize how this shapes. So I need to try another way. SLR or mirrorless, huh? It depends. What do you want to be doing? I would say mirrorless is like the new hotness. You can take some pretty good pictures with the new Sony mirrorless. Whoa. That was cool. Sure. Hang on. You guys probably won't be able to hear Ben, and that's because I'm listening to music. Come on, Ben. Yeah, the Sony mirrorless is really good. Okay, I need to just plow through this. I just realized how long I've been sitting here. Oh, I'm like, why does this look so different? There we go. are working out how I want them to. Maybe directional blur? Ooh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. Okay. There we go. I want it centered after all this anyways, so even though I've used this as like an offset. Oh, whoops, I didn't expose. So you see how I have the generator here? It has no output. I need to expose the output to this guy. So just get rid of this one. Actually, we'll keep that. We'll just put... Whoa, height. I can spell, I swear. Oh man, I've probably got like 20 hours maximum into Substance. Probably less than that. How you doing, by the way, Corey? I didn't realize you were chilling in here. Okay, so I've got an output called height now. So if I go back into pebble tile, yeah, see there's an exposed output. So like if we look at the splatter node, just give me all these little guys. Disorder. Disorder, disorder. Disorder angle. Interesting. Disorder random. Pattern size. Well, this is coming out as a 4096. Why is that? Weird. Just to give you an idea of what's happening. No, I can't wait for ZBrush. ZBrush 5. Hostile, what's going on? I believe once we have this as well, you can go back into, so we have the, say this is how the pebbles are going to look. Actually, let me, go crazy with them. Why is this so high res? Say they're tiny, right? Rotation variation. Grid number is 4. Let's make it a shit ton. And then I guess we'll go to 100. Hey Ben, when you add like another one, do you just use levels to push things back? So like if I want these guys to be smaller, I can just like, I guess that's not the right way to do it, but it's like now in here, see you get them not as dark or as white. Subsets. Substats. Anyways, let's say this is the material, right? This is complete shit right now, but let's we'll go to, like, we need to get some other pebble variation in there. We need some height. I'm just gonna add some noise in the background real quick, just so we don't have. Alright, sure. So this is our normal, right? Man, this is too fun. Okay, now we're going to use this alpha instead of this. Is this going to work? Can I drag this in? Actually, we don't want the normal. We want this, and we'll generate our own. Material functions, what's up? Alright, so now we have the height map for this. So if we plug that into this, we should get those in there. Kind of getting it. It's getting there. We just want to color though for now. Grayscale. Do something like that range. Bring this down here. Gotta organize this a bit. Create another normal off of this. There's that. Oh yeah, the subgraph stuff, dude. It's so helpful. When you're blending normals together using a mask, you still use the blend node. That's a question of questions. This is so messy. Well, we kind of got it. I mean, the intensity of this needs to go up. You can see in between there. It's nice though, because like this guy, we can just right click on here, open reference, and then go and start working on like how this generates while looking at this. Num 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 num. What happens if you slope blur this stuff? Oh, this is gonna get crazy. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Look what it's doing. Ah. Normally, studios have to buy a floating license to answer your question. So the question was, are you currently using Substance for anything you're working on at work? It's like, do they allow it, or does the studio have to buy a huge charge license? So by huge charge license, you probably mean like a floating license. Algorithmic sells floating licenses, which are like, say a floating license is 1,000 licenses. And based on how many people are using Substance Designer or Painter in the studio, they can charge monthly or yearly based on how many licenses were used. So that's kind of how they do it. Right now, I am not using Substance at work, but during some R&D stuff, I've dabbled with it at work. If that makes sense. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh, this is, man, you're getting some weird stuff out of this. It's cool though. So I wonder if tile sampler, wow, don't want that. Tile random. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Ah, that's hilarious. Of course you don't want that, right? I think it's just Splatter. Like the Splatter node seems to be what you would use to do stuff like this. So now I need to make it so that we can have variety in these shapes. R&D is research and development. So like before starting production on a game, there's a R&D phase where basically everyone's kind of experimenting with stuff, and you get that before every project. If you're at a well-planned studio, they'll set up like R&D sessions. So research and development, or like bettering yourself. So if I didn't know substance, right, I could request. You would use an effects map for that. You get out of here, punky. You did R&D for an internship? That is rather odd. Oh yeah, now we can look at, so in this tile thing, right, we're using this as a mask. But because you can run a search on like the position of the histogram, you can move it around. You see that? You can start bringing up the... Obviously, you probably want to run the levels on it right before. If you run the levels on it, you probably don't even need this. Whoa, what's happening? Because you can just invert the... See where it's chopping there though? We're gonna need to like alpha that out so that it actually correctly switch, huh? Interesting. Nope, we don't need levels, we need 2D. Yeah, so we need to get away from this look though. See how these are merging together? Where's that at? It's probably... It's happening here. So that's just happening through the way that the alpha is being presented to the... Welcome back, Hostile. Hostile G-Force. So I guess I'm probably kind of going about this the wrong way. Like, see how I'm combining normals? I probably need to combine height maps instead and then generate a normal after that. It's like the normal phase should happen afterwards. So instead of this guy, or rather instead of... Hang on, this is going to take some brain power. Okay, so this one is going to go here, here, here. Delete that. So we have the high mappa here. We have our mask there, and then this height map. So Oh, that's interesting. What's up, Tom Clancy? How you doing, man? We're experimenting. Do you say Tom or Thom? Just curious. I don't think I ever asked you that. Don't be offended. I think add is the way it should be done. Tom, okay, cool. It's good to see you, man. Still some gradient stuff going on in there, but it's definitely more within what you would expect. Running errands. Oh, you're such an adult. I love it. Yeah, Substance Designer is all about happy accidents. It's like the digital version of experiencing a drug trip with Bob Ross. It's probably the closest thing I could think of. So it's probably best to keep it in this range with the actual like correct values, and then actually go into the pebble generator and fix some of the, or to the pebble tile and fix some of the brightness ranges for the like how high these go. Actually, instead of doing it at the beginning, let's just keep everything how it is, and then right at the end do levels. You like my analogy of Bob Ross and having a drug trip with him? Rayfar, what's up? Heyo. Oh, surprisingly enough, it looks like that helps a lot. Just pushing the, let me see if just bypassing this is gonna, no, it needs the noise in there. So this noise is causing some issue. We're blurring it ever so slightly. I mean, this is looking cool. The only downside is we're not getting a lot of variety in our little rock stuff. We need more. We need more variety. I would say that maybe these guys are too big. As I make them bigger. Yeah. And then I'm guessing we probably need another shape in there. What if you can do things kind of like twigs? Probably need less of them. We want the grid number high, but the disorder angle. Yeah, Twitch probably is going through some growing pains after their recent update they just did. If you know what I mean. Oh, what am I doing? You don't want that. Max lighten for the other ones, so maybe a max lighten, and then go away from this twig looking shape thing. I mean, that's kind of doing it. Things are going good. I'm just learning things, and you guys are along for the ride, I guess. It's good though. I'm liking it. This stuff's fun. Dude, this is cool. Look at that. If you subtract it, all the little, like... It's crazy. There we go. Get the little rocks kind of floating up onto the rest. Beautiful. Binary Latin. Thanks, man. It's getting there. It's interesting. Oh, so you guys know there will not be a stream on Thursday because I'm gonna do some Dungeons and Dragons. But I will probably just stream tomorrow evening and just do a focus stream where I'm just gonna be doing the low poly and baking stuff for the other things. But yeah, this feels like this has turned out pretty. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see what the. What's the ambient occlusion look like? Some weird ass ambient occlusion. It's like, yeah, I probably don't want it too dark. This is super stylized too, by the way. It's like these details need to be like toned down, smaller. But it's fun. It's cool. So there's this. So what I'm tuning right now is the curvature map and the ambient occlusion to get this like nice little like crevice shadows and stuff like that. It's so crazy, man, because like you can just go back into the tile and then go back to the generators and be like, oh, I don't really like, I don't want any pockmarks, or I want the gradients gone on all these. So you can just flatten all those out so then they're not like. Now they don't have any gradients on them, so they're relatively flat by comparison. Like, oh, I want one of them to be crazy. Like, where is this happening? What's... Whoa! That's funny. I was not paying attention. There you go. So, you see in here? Start tweaking gradients. Get some skewing. Some skewage. Yeah, so this is blending a lot more than I originally thought. There we go. Yeah, see, once, like this guy right here, for example, as you lower the height, the height of the rocks become higher than the lowest point of the stone, and you'll start seeing it creep through. And the more you go down, the more that's going to happen. So if we wanted to, we could take one of these and put like a levels in front of it, and just take the whole stone and lower it further. And yeah, you can see it'll just get eaten up. So basically you could do that. Man, that's cool. This shit's awesome. Love this stuff. If you look on the height map too, you can see which ones are lower. I think you could do like a fake, I don't know how you would set it up, but you could do like a fake water plane so you could see like where the water would build up. Anywho, let's concentrate on getting these shapes looking more organic. We got about 3 minutes left on the stream. Or, what is that, 6 minutes? Yeah, 7 minutes. And then I should probably roll out. But hopefully this was helpful to some of you. If not, just having fun chilling, chillaxing. Wonder what this looks like on a on the rounded cube. Thing's crazy looking sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. This thing's cool. Alright, so let's look at the pebble generator. It's a little bit better. See the shapes we're getting out of this or no? Cool. So cool. Oh, choppiness. Awesome. I guess probably when we stream next time, like an actual stream, we'll look at how we're coloring this stuff. Like how do we color the little pebbles individually, and how do we color the tiles and give them different properties. Dopeness. All right, do you guys have any questions in chat before I roll out? Looks like you guys are starting to head out since you know the stream's ending soon. What's up, Maid? Was it Joe Pilaria? Quick09, hello. Spider, how you doing? Just sitting in the back there, I see. Hello. this one that's crazy strong. Nope. Oh, I know why this is kind of low res looking. You see nothing. Oh, I see you're a Prime user, you crazy, crazy man. Hello. There we go. I got the resolution into the little rocks and stuff. That's what the normal looks like. The stream takes up your RAM? Dude, really? That's crazy. Alright, guys. Just download more RAM. Get out of here, you. Anyway, cool. Well, hopefully the stream was interesting to you guys. I'll get it up on YouTube and get the details in there. You can join the Discord and chat. Drop any stuff that you're working on in our whip section, and we all talk about stuff. There's a couple devs in there, so get some professional opinions on some things. And then the YouTube. Other YouTubes. You can follow me there. Every time I do this video, and it's the reason there's no music in this, is so that I can upload it onto YouTube and it doesn't get lost. But yeah, cool. Yeah, if I'll message in the Discord and on Twitter if I end up streaming tomorrow. We'll see. I would like to. That'd be cool. But we gotta see what's going on. Like, where's the... There it is. That's not interesting at all. Alright, guys. I will check you later. Peace out until I see you tomorrow, or next Thursday, or someday soon. Later.